Konami killed this game just like their other franchises. Good going on Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid. Oh, and how'd Survive go by?
Oh my god, this point is so irrelevant. It doesn't matter because the people who made Magic also have franchises they screwed up. Every company. There's no company that had just golden and they don't have that. You in
Yu-Gi-Oh! Was
denial
actually the first trading
bitch.
card game I honestly had played, even before I touched Magic the Gathering, and even before I really played Pokemon. So this is coming from a player and a seller's point of view. And yes, this is going to be a pretty negative video because I don't have much love left for Yu-Gi-Oh! If I even have any left. That's the honest truth.
Right, I'm pretty sure that you're full of it because, nah,
So
it's
the
more
power
from a
creep.
bias.
You deal with the best deck being the best of the best for roughly 6 to 8 months, and then it gets hit and banned, and then the deck that was below it on the power creep list just slowly trickles up to the first spot, unless for some magical reason they actually banned cards in that deck, which they don't usually do. That's just how it's always been within the game.
Yeah, well, the song I'm about to explain to you might blow your mind because there's a difference between the market of Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! What you clearly don't understand, or you would have never made this video in the first place, because it would just be pointless. There'd be no reason to, because it would make no sense. But we have to deal with your dumbass, so I guess it makes sense for your own story. Even though how stupid it fucking is. Okay, everyone, what she just said, I know I sped up I think 2 minutes of watching, because everything she said it's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically. It is Yu-Gi-Oh! The format is the format. Magic's got more formatting. She clearly wants people to jump ship because, oh, we got more formats. But it's it's pointless because her points, but she'll bring up points later that recur these points so heavy, it's fucking ironic because she's an
In Magic, you
idiot.
can just say, I want to drop 5 grand on a deck because I don't like how Standard's going. In Magic, you can go, oh, well, I'm really enjoying this specific card and it's not being utilized well in X format, so I'm going to swap to Y format so I can actually play a deck that's based around it and create a creative piece of artwork. No, you can't do that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sorry.
Oh, don't worry, don't apologize. What you're saying is stupid, FYI. Because basically, what she's saying is so retarded it's actually brain dead. Alright, so basically, what she's saying is you can drop 50, yeah, you heard her, 500, what was it, 50 grand or something, 500 grand, I don't care. Just a lot of money on Magic and basically play in a format that's just fun to play in. Yeah, keep in note, that was at least. Right, keep in note, some of the top decks that she's on about that makes these formats good and makes it a work of art are worth, exactly, hundreds of thousands, right? Well, not hundreds of thousands for a deck, but basically some decks like a million, I mean not a million, 1,000, and yeah. Do you know how much Yu-Gi-Oh decks are worth? A box set, just a basic deck. Like I used to always love the domination sets. I brought 3 of those sets, and that's why I got the deck I have today. Well, mostly I got traded for most of the best parts of the deck. Guess how much did these cost? Those 3 boxes cost me? Not 100, not 50, not 30, 10 each. 10 quid each. Actually, no, it was actually 10 to 12. So basically, it basically adds up to £36. 36. Well, she's over there with with over 100 pounds worth of decks, and she's dropping mad money on it. Well, it's like, yeah. And ironically, this is not Magic being overpriced. There's a difference because you can't compare these two markets because the market of Yu-Gi-Oh is not based on artwork while Magic is. In Magic, the artwork of these cards legit are incredibly good. That's what makes the decks so good. Besides the monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh, the background is dog shit. It's like just it's like something you made out of Photoshop graphics. It's really not that. It's not that enticing. I mean, minus the spells, because the spells have got some nice or field spells or traps. You know, they've got good immersers. But they don't cost more because the market of Yu-Gi-Oh is how good a card is, while Magic is how good it is and how good looking it is. That's what she means by a piece of artwork. You spend more money on Magic than you would do Yu-Gi-Oh. However, both you're spending a lot on regardless, because regardless, it's a lot of money, however you look at it. Just in Magic, you will be 100% spending more regardless of how many decks get banned. I can tell you that now, and I've played the game.
So the best
She's in
explanation
denial.
I really have for this is Zodiacs. The deck came out, it was right around $600 when it first came out, and then everything got reprinted in a collector's tin, and the deck was worth about $60. It went from being $600 deck, you know what, I'll even bump it up generously. It was about a $60 deck that went to about $80. So it was right around 8 months, as far as I can remember. A reprint run made a deck of dropped like $500 value. Yes, welcome to.
Okay, at this point she's pissing me off. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, quick up. So it drops in price, but you hold. That's the thing, is with Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are a lot different from Magical players. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, they hold their cards, they make sure, and then if they hold them, then they could be losing out on value. It's kind of like when you buy in stock, if you are into type of stock type stuff. It could go up, it could go down. With Yu-Gi-Oh! It honestly depends. It can go up, it will go up. If an archetype releases and the card's good, then the card will go up because the card will be wanted. It wouldn't be wanted before. You know, like, if you take this stuff into accountability, and this is not just for Yu-Gi-Oh! Other card games do this, and there's some decks, I swear, in Magic, that do the same. That's the thing. She makes 0 sense, and it's actually so annoying.
If you want to be a competitive player, you have to have money for this game. If you want to be a competitive player, you have to repurchase decks every 6 months to a year if you're really trying to stretch it out. But if you're playing a meta deck, if you're playing, say, a tier 1 deck or even a tier 0 deck, if that's in your format like Necroz was, you have to actually drop a lot of money on this game. Once it gets hit and banned to shit, you're going to have to initially repurchase a brand new deck. Besides staples, of course, like Raigeki, Black Hole, Dark Hole, not Black Hole. Where did I get that from? The initial general staple cards within the game.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, so she literally just said, drop a lot of money on this game. Right, so she drops loads of money on fucking Magic the Gathering, and then says it's AIDS, because it was AIDS doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I had to keep on rebuying decks that were 10 times cheaper than the decks I'm buying in Magic. Yeah, I think she's got a couple screws loose, or she's actually brain dead and can't do math. Just check the websites.
And of course, like I said, with no multiple formats, once that deck is done, you're either going to A, try to sell it for maybe the $80 you can get for it, or you're going to just put it in a white cardboard box and it's going to never be played or touched again. Another point that I want to make is nothing old holds value. Nothing. Even these cards that I'm holding in my hand right now. These are first edition Legend of Blue Eyes Exodia pieces. And yes, altogether the set is thousands of dollars, but the problem is that it never goes up in value. Even sets, there are very few sealed sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! That actually hold value. These are years and years and years old. Yes, at this point, one structure deck like this is worth about $50 each, and I might have a cube behind me. But that's still nothing in the world of, say, Magic, where you've got a set that's just sitting there that's $800. There's no $800 sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's never been and there never will be.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, so let's get something straight. So clearly when she bought that fucking structure deck, it was probably worth way more than the structure decks behind her. She says the structure deck behind her, the Six Samurai structure deck from Yu-Gi-Oh! Was worth £50. It has never been worth £50. She has been ripped off. I mean, well, in her country it's dollars, $50. Well, it's close, but basically over here it'd be like almost £50. But realistically, them are worth $10 from where she comes from. And that's true. Structure decks are worth $10 to $12. And a box set of those are like worth triple, I guess? She's one, been ripped off, two, she's an idiot, and three, she hasn't noticed, and four, yeah, it's worth 800 quid, but you've probably spent way more getting that set than you did. Like, if you think about, because they're different markets, that means they have different prices. Different prices means different. I mean, it's like, unless it's like comparing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, it's gonna make no sense, because in Pokemon, it's got a different price range, because if it's different target audience, it's different. You know, it makes no sense because it has a different target audience, has a different demographic, so it knows how much money it needs to price. On top of it, it has more cards, meaning with more work having to go in to make the decks, meaning it's going to cost more. Same with Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon and Magic. You can't compare any card game to another when it comes to those three, because those three have different age groups, different like target audiences. They're not the same. It's just not. Nothing about them are the same. They are all played differently. They're all different styles. They all have similar but not the same formats around, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has one format that is not similar to any format that all the others play in, because they're different types of games. You can't compare them like she does, because she's an idiot, because she does not know what she's on about, and she's about to get into something well, I'm just going to cut entirely, because it's so biased to where she came, where she was going, to what she was doing, that it's like no point adding.
Sealed is a tragedy, and so are singles. Magic the Gathering Sealed is based on draft purposes, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed is based on, well, just hoping you open the money card of the set, hoping that you make your profit back, because boxes in Sealed in general are too overpriced. You expect me to pay $80, and when there's one card in the set that's worth, say, $30 to $50, and everything else is bulk, and in, say, 3 months, all those cards will drop in price because you'll probably reprint them in 6 months anyway? Nothing in the game holds a financial value. Singles and Sealed are pointless. So these comments aren't really pointed towards LGS goers or casual players. I mean super meta players like Bandit Keith. Toxicity is presented in every community, it's unavoidable.
Okay, so this is the last thing I'm gonna legit argue about, because I could keep on going. There's like 8 more minutes of a fucking video, but I know what's in the last 8 minutes. And it's basically her going on about how she was toxicity. She didn't like toxicity because she's a girl. That means if anyone basically says, "Oh my god, I got beaten by a girl," and I'm like, okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Might have the most toxic fan base and stuff like that as a card game, but overall in the gaming community, have you played any Call of Duty's online mode? You talk, you're either going to get 2 responses. 1, shut up bitch, or 2, what's your number? By half or more. You will not, a little dumb bitch like you will not survive though that stuff, and they don't care. See, the thing is though, if you went to, and you were in front of someone and someone was being toxic, for the most part, they're gonna keep to themselves and talk to their mates about you, not scream it in front of you for about 10 minutes or how long it takes you to either leave or finish the game, because they know there's no consequences. They'll talk to the friends behind your back because they know there is consequences if they say it to your face. So yeah, and also you want about the pack issue, and I was like, oh my god. Alright, so there is multiple cards in Yu-Gi-Oh packs that cost the whole binder itself. The whole binders of these like packs you get, like the 5 card packs, are worth 60 to 80 odd quid, and you can get cards in it worth 72. Like back when this video that she released was released, there's this trap card that was in this deck, and this was updated, where the deck was like it's the trap's infinity oh god, I can't remember, infinity something. Basically, it was a trap that negates. It was very basic, but it cost a lot because everyone wanted it. Because it was basically the trap, the proper trap version of Ghost Ogre. So, yeah. Don't know why though, but it cost a lot because people wanted it. People were using it on the online mode, so Konami was just using that data to boost its value up a lot. And there's other cards like this, like, I swear to god, like, you could probably buy all the cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And at one point they're going to go up in value because a deck comes out where, well, not all cards, but a good amount of cards, where if you buy them at one point in the future, there's likely a deck that comes out that boosts that card, and that card's price is going to go up. That means you could sell it. And old cards, you sell them to collectors. So your your Exodia pieces, you could get millions off of from collectors, because collectors will want it. There were thousands in your hand to basic sellers, but if you sell it to a collector, unless they're gonna rip you off, you're being ripped off if you're selling them for thousands to a collector. A collector would want them for way more. You're getting millions. It's like old Pokemon sets to collectors. You'll get actual millions.